Hey everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Just going to dive into Bitcoin. Big the CoinsKid crew, so please get involved in the CoinsKid crew Discord. It's an amazing community, getting lots of great feedback about the indicators and the sections that I'm making as well as the trade setups that I'm posting on a regular basis in the Discord right there. So I was looking at an ABC zigzag correction for Bitcoin. It came a little bit deeper. It came back to 786. Like I said, I've not got a crystal ball, but we've come back. We've held this 786 fib and we've bounced like an absolute boss here. So I did notice as well, and I posted this a few days ago, if those people have been following the channel will know that I was micro short. I actually closed my short out and gave the update to the CoinsKid crew on the 3rd of November right there. I've closed my short in profit and I'm long again. Wish me luck. This is also the technical target of a diamond bottom pattern that I've been tracking for many months basically. So it came down. We've got a beautiful impulse 1, ABC 2, 3, ABC 4, and right now it's giving it for a monumental move to this red line. I did update the Bitcoin crew. Basically I was putting my stops on the orange line just here to invalidate obviously the impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 setup, the leading diagonal. The invalidation was this orange line. Really simple technical analysis, and this is what I do. I always update the CoinsKid crew with my trade setups, and right now Bitcoin's doing incredibly well off that trade setup that I posted way back there a few days ago, you know, for the CoinsKid crew. So I'd noticed that what we keep doing here for Bitcoin, really simple, and you can see it's not just my analysis that's going into these sections on the CoinsKid crew Discord right now. We've got Impulsive Don, fantastic Elliott Wave analyst, posting all his setup and content. That's why I say to you, just get involved in the Discord. It's an amazing community. If you're looking to learn how to trade, or even just learn patterns and Elliott Wave, just get involved. It's an amazing community and you get so much for your money. So I don't know what you're waiting for. Just tick the button, get involved, get subscribed, and teach yourself how to make money in this space. Really simple. Okay, equally we're posting so many setups on so many different coins, altcoins, XRP, Ethereum, macro, look, meme coins, so on and so forth. And our meme coin selections are absolutely flying. It's beautiful to see. So basically what I'm looking at is a simple leading diagonal at the moment to all-time highs, but what we have seen here for Bitcoin is really simple. Since July, we've been correcting into every single new month. So July into August was a correction. August into September was a correction. September into October was a correction. And right now, you know, October into November, sorry, we've seen a correction. So this is part of my confluence that I was relaying to the CoinsKid crew why I did think we would correct into the month. Now, nothing goes up forever, but what we have seen here for Bitcoin, which is making me quite cautious at these highs, is 5 waves. So I'm going to go through that with you in today's charts, okay? So I've created another indicator here for the CoinsKid crew called the retail top indicator. I'm going to go through that with you quickly before I do dive into the charts with you today, okay? But I'm just going to say to you, get your arse in the Discord and get involved in this fantastic community and take advantage of all these fantastic things that are on offer for you, okay? Let's dive into the new indicator I created for the CoinsKid crew. So taking a quick look at crypto blocks before I do show you the new indicator I created for yourselves. Basically, really simple. This is a map of the sentiment of the market on the micro time frame. So if you're looking for shorts, you're looking for, you know, orange and red blocks to go short with obviously the bearish divergence. I've actually created a little how to use guide here, basically crypto blocks. This little section shows you how to use it, what you need to look for, so on and so forth, to increase the probability of your trade playing out. Really simple. Okay, so as you go down the, you know, from a top end of the market, which is Bitcoin, Ethereum, so on and so forth, if you start to go down, you'll start to see that there are some lagging opportunities towards a mid-range and the back end of the market to catch up this pump. A lot of coins are black, which basically means they're in a state of neutral. So the front end of the market is front run, obviously, and then it slows down, goes sideways, and allows the back end of the market, where we're seeing the yellows and the greens and the neutrals, to play catch up. Really simple. So you can see that with immediate effect, you can see these opportunities going forward using crypto blocks. Okay, so you shouldn't necessarily be looking to long Ethereum or Bitcoin or whatever, because they've already broken out, they're already moving up, so potentially running into resistance, going sideways, allowing these coins like the little kids just to catch them up. Basically really simple logic. So you can see it on crypto blocks. This is why I created it for yourselves. So again, I would not be looking to long these coins that are orange and pink. I'd be looking to long the back end of the market, which are obviously green and black, and obviously yellow, which is your, you know, your key just there on crypto blocks. So let me show you this indicator I've created for yourselves called the retail top indicator for the CoinsKid crew. Okay, so really simple to see. The blue line is inversely correlated to Bitcoin. So basically when it's coming down, Bitcoin's usually going up. Okay, so what we do see here is an inversion that's playing out for a very long time. Now the data that I have goes all the way back. The first date that I've got this particular data is April 2015. So if we go along, really simple, keep going along, you can see how accurately this particular chart calls every single cycle top. So basically what we've got is a top just there, and then this blue line began to pierce the red line. So this was indicating the top was in, and this is way back in 2017. So basically a retail top indicator. Okay, so if we keep going to the right, you can clearly see it's inversely correlated as this is coming down, this is coming up, you know, and people are losing interest, so on and so forth. But this is really simple. This is all it is. It's just an interest, a retail interest indicator that I've created for the CoinsKid crew that is really accurately called, you know, a fantastic position to exit your Bitcoin and crypto. So if we keep going to the right, you can clearly see here, look at this. We started to push down, and this is in January 2021. The market was beginning to get extremely overheated, but we never pierced this red line, which is really important because every time we do pierce it, that is always within a few weeks the top. Look at that. So basically we began to pierce this April the 15th, Thursday, April the 15th, which is pretty much when that top was in. So this is what we need to look for. And then obviously it was hovering around, started to run away from it a little bit, and then we came back in for that higher high, and this is where it topped again. Look at that in October and November. It was telling you, okay, retail's here, this is your exit liquidity. Really simple, get out of crypto card basically. And you know, so far we're currently down around about 11 towards the retail drop, basically the dotted red line. So again, this will just be part of my confidence analysis that if we actually get down there on that blue line and begin to pierce the red dotted line, then okay, you know, we've really got to think about our position in crypto where we're really overextended, guys. You know, our exit liquidity, which is basically retail, as simple as it is actually here right now. You know, and they're late to the party because we've been buying all this fear, we've been buying all the blood depression, which I've been relaying to you for many months. This is why you buy Bitcoin, this is why you buy crypto. When it's in the floor, you don't want to buy more. The psychology, the mentality of the market is it's going to keep going down, but I always look for reasons why it won't go down, and I've relayed them to you. For example, just there, creating another indicator called, you know, buy the fucking dip. Basically, I've created this and I relayed this to you. This green line, you can see historically whenever we hit it, it's just a fantastic opportunity, and we actually hit that way back in August. If we keep going back here, you can clearly see if we go back all time, you can see come back down to it. Fantastic opportunity, fantastic opportunity, fantastic opportunity. Came down there, retested it in March of 2023 right there. So it's been doing incredibly well. So until this data point is broken, you know, it's a fantastic data point that I've relayed to you. And I'm a data guy, not an emotion guy. I actually use the emotion of the market to counter trend the, you know, the herd mentality, which is what I've been doing for these past months, relaying to you the opportunity in Bitcoin against the sentiment and herd mentality. And here we are right now at all-time highs, making price discovery. So it's amazing. Okay, we're doing incredibly well for Bitcoin. So please do definitely get involved in the Discord. You get all these indicators, you know, as part of that package. You get so much. You get the crypto blocks, macro zones, trading zones, moonshots, DEX list, indicators, insights, so much more. Okay, let's dive into the Bitcoin chart right now to see what we can see. So looking at Bitcoin on the macro time frame, I'll zoom in on a moment to see what we can see, because on the micro I like to trade Bitcoin as well, but on the macro I'm still long and strong here for Bitcoin. I'm holding on. Like I said to you, I don't see any data in the charts at the moment to suggest, you know, I need to exit Bitcoin. I know a lot of people saying this was a top, but like I said to you, it's an overlapping wave, corrective nature. It's coming back in a zigzag, so this corrective price structure, just like this was, expanded flat correction, and we broke out in a third wave. This third wave took out the high as anticipated, but like I said to you, if we start to see 5 waves up here, this increased probability of the end here. This is the end, you know, for Bitcoin. It's the beginning of the end. It's not the start of the bull run or a major vertical for Bitcoin. It's the beginning of the end, because what we've got is a 1 into a 2 into a 3 into a 4 into a final 5th wave. This is where, if you're not already involved in Bitcoin, then you should not be getting an exposure, because the increased risk is there. If you're buying this breakout right now, you're doing it wrong. You should have been buying all this blood fear and depression, these swing backs and low backs and the pullbacks that I've been relaying to you against the blood fear and depression. This is where you get involved in Bitcoin. So right now, the fact that we're coming up like this increases the probability. Okay, we're running out of steam here. This is the end for Bitcoin, because technically what I've always taught you is if you see 5 waves up, 1 2 3 4 5, you get out. If you see 5 waves down, you get in. Really simple. For example, 1 2 3 4 5 in, 1 2 3 4 5 out. Really simple. Okay, so I'll try and find indicators and metrics and clues in other charts and things like that to actually try and time the top as best I can. But I think possibly here, you know, we could be running out of steam for Bitcoin. This is why I'm looking at altcoins, and this is something I've been relaying to you for many moons right now against herd mentality, the sentiment and the naysayers in this market. I've been taking some positions in many altcoins because I think they've got a greater appreciation against Bitcoin, basically. So obviously I've still got my Bitcoin bags. I've been accumulating Bitcoin, so on and so forth, you know, going long long and short and things like that, and I'll always look for the trades with you. But if you're not already involved in Bitcoin, then I think you're doing it wrong. I think you need to just kick back, relax, not give in to the FOMO, and just, you know, wait. If Bitcoin breaks out, fantastic. It goes up, fantastic. But it's a clue that altcoins will eventually follow in that alt season, which is something we always see, you know, at the end of every single impulse of Bitcoin. We start to come up like this, have your A wave down, this B wave lower high. This is it. This is your alt season. This is the vertical in alts that we've seen just here and just here as well. Really, really simple. Okay, if I drop the total 2 chart in, I can show you exactly what I mean for, you know, the altcoins. Really, really simple. So going forward, you can clearly see here. So this was an ABC at the top. So this is your A wave down. This is your B wave. What happened there? This was your high in total 2, which is the crypto market excluding Bitcoin came down in the A, and then boom, absolutely bolted just there. Same thing happened there. If you take a look just here, as Bitcoin were coming down in this A, come up into B, this is where altcoins were topping in that vertical. So this is what we've not seen. You know, we've not seen in this point here, we've seen altcoins as Bitcoins come up, and this is why I did think at this point, unless some kind of expanded flat correction, we've not seen this. This is why I did think that this was merely an A, B, C or zigzag, and this was 2 for the altcoins, okay? And if this rally were coming up like this, okay, and this was making lower highs, then we should have seen something like this, an alt season. So this is why I don't necessarily think that that was a top and impulsive move. Do you understand? Because we've not seen the alt season here, which is what you see just there at the top of that impulsive move, and equally just here at the top of this impulsive move. In Bitcoin's end game, where it comes up and makes the high of its end of, you know, impulse, it has an A wave down and then a B wave high. Typically the lower high indicates a huge vertical for altcoins, basically, which is what we've seen there on the top of that impulse, and we've seen there on the top of that impulse. This is why I still think Bitcoin's in the realms of, you know, going higher, but then we look for the A wave down, the big drop, then it starts to come back up in this wave here, the B wave. This is where altcoins absolutely go berserk and vertical in every single cycle they've done it. So unless it's some kind of expanded flat correction for Bitcoin, some kind of bull trap, I think the stage is set for this going forward, and this is something we need to keep an eye on going forward. Okay, you know, if we start to see Bitcoin rallying and come back in an A wave and starts coming up in a B, and we're seeing total break out and go absolutely crazy, total 2 chart and altcoins in their little parabolic stage and things like that, then the stage is set. That's even more confidence of the fact that, okay, we're cooked here, guys, we're done. Bitcoin's done, just like it was done there and just like it was done there, and then we've got all the indicators stacking up as well that I've relayed to you and created for the CoinsKid crew. So going forward, really, really simple. We've just got to kick back and respect the pump. But if you're not getting exposure to Bitcoin and you're feeling FOMO, then from this point, if my analysis is correct and we are in this, you know, big push up for Bitcoin in this sort of end stage right now, then altcoins are the play. Okay, and this is why I've been looking at them. Really, really simple. So what I think we've got for Bitcoin here going forward, really, really simple. Okay. So looking at Bitcoin on the macro then, really simple. I think we've been in a big risk on environment here, okay, and what I think we've got as well is confluence in the S&P 500, and I think, you know, we're nearing the blow off top face for the S&P 500 as we're nearing the blow off top face of Bitcoin. There's a lot of synchronicity right now. So I think that what we've got really simply is the blow off top phase is set, basically. So I've got my targets on the S&P 500. This high here met the 1.618 like an absolute boss, and we begin that correction at that point. And right now we're looking for the vertical in the S&P 500. So I've outlined and relayed to you my targets on the S&P 500. It's moving like an absolute beautiful boss is that particular chart. It's meeting all expectations, but it's part of my confluence analysis that we are coming in for the blow off top right now in both of these charts, okay, and at that point we'll enter the big ABC, you know, the big ABC bear market in both of these charts, okay. So there's a little synchronicity right now that since this low here, the bear market bottom in both of these charts, we came up, we had the corona dump, and then we've had an impulse, the huge correction, and right now we're in the final impulse here. So we've got some kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 within all of these charts with synchronicity. So what I think we've got, really simple, and I've relayed this to you from this bear market bottom, 1, 2, 3, expanded flat 4, final 5th wave, and I'm seeing a lot of analysts catch up to this right now. So the invalidation the whole way down, which I relayed to you for those people paying attention, was this wave 4 retracement. If it lost this wave 1 high from 2019, it would invalidate this theory that I've got, but so far so good, and this is why I was buying here. I've got a video called the 5 Waves of Death in the channel, go check it out. There was a trend line just there for Bitcoin which I relayed to you. Basically the third point of resistance we break out, this is something I relayed to you. We did exactly that, and it's at this point I said to you I'm expecting all-time highs for Bitcoin, but we won't do it immediately. We're running to resistance there and equally here, and this is exactly what we're doing. We've had the correction at both of these instances. So my primary expectation for Bitcoin at the moment is we're running in this beautiful blow off top, okay. Now my minimal target for this blow off top is really simple, you know, towards the end of a 5-wave move, you know, what happens here, and this is exactly the target here that I gave you as well, is basically we run out of steam. So this C wave had 5 waves down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This 5th wave down was a target I was giving you as a buyback for Bitcoin. For anyone paying attention, from this high to the, you know, the low just there, we came down to 1.272 fib, the 5 waves of death. Please check it out in the video. This is why at this point I was buying, because we've met the minimal target for Bitcoin, the 1.272, because we come with a 1, 2, big vertical 3, 4, and you begin to run out of steam, sorry. And the 1.272 is always the final run out of steam target for me. This is why my target at the moment for Bitcoin is 82,162. There's a little bit of confluence with the diamond bottom pattern that we've traded. We break out back to see you later. There's a technical target that we're actually into that as confluence, basically. So is that it? You know, does Bitcoin get to that target and roll into the bear? It's absolutely possible that is the case right now. But obviously, if we start to see more data in the charts and the metrics that I'm looking at, that, you know, at this point here, the 1.272 fib, you know, Bitcoin rolls into a bear market, we need to see a little bit more data in the charts going forward. Okay, so I do think we're in the cusp of an old season. If we get to this point and roll, and we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 set up here, and we begin to roll in a big crash, a big A wave, and come up in a B wave, and also going berserk, then again, you know, we've got even more confidence in the fact that Bitcoin's cooked at that level. So this is why from this point, you know, even if you was to trade this from this point to the 1.272 fib, you're looking at around about 9%. But, you know, altcoins are the play, in my opinion, really simple. So I wish everyone else luck, and obviously Bitcoin go berserk and go even greater than this and have a, you know, parabolic blow off top. But I think possibly, you know, we could be running out of steam here for Bitcoin before major correction. So there's a couple of accounts. Obviously, this is my primary account, but there are other accounts that exist. I've seen them floating around. Basically, this was the A, this was the B, this was the C. This is an impulsive wave 1. This was a 2, and right now you're in a vertical 3, which is coming up, you know, 4, 5, so on and so forth. And this would just indicate to me, okay, well, basically this is your 1, this is a 2, this is a 3, 4, 5, so on and so forth. That's absolutely possible. And if that is the case, then yeah, we should be looking at 82k Bitcoin. You know, we've got a 1 into a 2 into a 3 into a 4 into a 5 running out of steam at 82k. A, B, C coming back down, wave 2, which retraces, and then we go back, and, you know, it's a 1, 2, 3 setup, which is incredibly bullish. So, you know, we'll ride that wave in time if and when it happens. But, you know, I don't think, given the fact that we didn't get a major crash here and a major sort of big ABC, you know, we're looking at a major vertical here. I don't think we've got a massive vertical here for Bitcoin. And obviously I would love to be wrong, but I don't think we've got this big 400k 1 million vertical here from this point for Bitcoin. But again, I would absolutely love to be wrong. But, you know, I'm looking at minimal targets with you, 82k. At that point, I want to see what the data is doing for Bitcoin and where it stacks up against altcoins, and, you know, the data points I've relayed to you earlier in the videos right there. So we're having the most luck, but going forward, you know, I don't necessarily think, given the structure here, we'll come up the ABC2, the 3, the zigzag 4, the nature of the beast is the fact that, you know, the greater you retrace, the greater the impulsive pace. For me, I don't necessarily think we've got, you know, a major vertical like that for Bitcoin here. I think we've got a little squeeze to 82k, and that will be, for me, a very worrying sign. What happens at that point? Do we see, you know, the retail top indicator flashing warning signs? Do we start to see altcoins going berserk and things like that, where Bitcoin comes up, goes sideways like that in a range, and altcoins are absolutely breaking out? If we're seeing that, then, you know, we increase probability. Okay, that was your top. You've had a 5-wave move up, and then you got an ABC coming back to where you came from. Really, really simple. So let me dive into the micro time frame right now, see what we can see for Bitcoin going forward. Okay, so looking at Bitcoin on the daily time frame, I think there's confidence to that particular 1.272 being met, because we traded this diamond bottom pattern. For people who remember, we come down to 1, 2, 3, come up in a 1, 2, 3. We've got the 1, 2, 3 back down, which is a double 3 zigzag correction. Wave 4 just there, like a relay 2. We've come up into the resistance, back test higher low on this neckline. Beautiful. Got some bids in, and right now we broke out, back test, see you later. So this actually has a technical target which aligns up with the confidence of the 1.272. So I actually think that that could be where Bitcoin's looking for before we have a major correction, basically a possible bear market at that point, because at that point you will be looking at some kind of 1 extended flat 2. This is your third wave coming up right now, like a relay 2 will break the high. That's what you always see in the third wave, come back in an ABC 4, and then boom, you get there, and you possibly got some kind of leading diagonal just here for Bitcoin, where you're doing something like this, okay, to the 1.272 before a potential bear market comes. So obviously if we start to break above that and get above these levels here, then, you know, I'm completely wrong in this analysis so far. But I think we've got to be cautious here. We've got to be careful. What happens at this point? Does Bitcoin break out parabolically? Does it come in for a big crash and then the B wave? This is where we see altcoins go absolutely berserk. So we've just got to rein it in a little bit here. We've got to be really, really cautious going forward. This is something I'm relayed to you. So again, I rely on the data, but that is my minimal target. Okay, and I will seriously think about, you know, selling Bitcoin at that particular point if we start to see certain data points stack up in the charts going forward. So I wish I hadn't got most luck, but in the short term, what we have seen here, really, really simple for Bitcoin, and this is what I relayed to you, we have seen 5 waves up on the micro from this break here. Okay, so again, this increased probability of a drawdown at this level for Bitcoin, because from this low here, we've got a 1 into a 2 into a 3 into a 4 into a 5. So possibly we're forming some kind of correction at these highs for Bitcoin when we're coming back like this. Okay, so we need to keep an eye on this. So retracement levels, really simple. Right now, we've seen a 1 on the micro, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This third wave has made all-time highs as anticipated. It's a 3 of 3, and I've gone through that with you. So possibly some kind of A, B, C wave correction coming back down. Hold these levels of support on the fibs before we do start to turn around again and push towards that technical target around about 82k. But what does Bitcoin do at that point? What does, you know, the indicators tell us at that point? What are altcoins doing at that point? So this is a major level resistance. The technical target, the 1.272, around about 82k. You know, I would just kick back and relax. I would not necessarily be looking to buy Bitcoin as we approach them levels because the risk of a drawdown and the bear market is increasing at that. So I understand that update. Right now, I'll be looking, just kick back, put some spot bids on Bitcoin on these levels here. You got 786, 05 fib at 71,472. Golden ratio at 7342, and the 07 at 69567, and the 786 at 68763. But you know, I would seriously be cautious about buying Bitcoin at these levels. Hope you understand the update. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Take care, everyone. Back to an update on Bitcoin. Bye bye.